feel like this video turned into something really serious.
Tell me why all the good ones go. Well, I don't know, but I want it to somehow change.
I look like a fucking mess right now. What the fuck? Hey guys, it's Sarah, and I just got done with classes, so I'm just free for the rest of the day, and it is currently 1:40. I only had one class today. I woke up, didn't have class until 12, and now I'm done. But it is actually week 10, so that is like our last week of classes, and the next week is finals week. Basically, I have a lot of shit to do, but I just thought that I would do a video talking about what I just kind of learned my first year of college. I feel like a mess right now, oh my god. As you guys, if you were curious about anything in particular on Instagram, I will try to address everything that you guys were like curious about, but some of them are more like Q&A questions, which I guess is not really stuff I've learned, so to say. I will try to incorporate as much as you guys have asked, but some of it I already kind of had planned out. Also, my voice kind of sounds weird. I'm not sick or anything. I feel like I just sound more muted than normal. Like, I don't know. I really don't know what's wrong with me. Keep in mind, everything I'm saying is kind of general, but some of it will be more like personal and specific to my school. So if you're not going to University of Oregon, don't worry, this might apply to you still. But some of it also might be a little bit more applicable to people that go to like University of Oregon or just any state school. What the fuck is wrong with my voice right now? I don't normally sound like this. This is the first video you've ever seen of mine. I don't know. It's almost kind of hard to talk right now, but yeah, I just have all my food sitting right here that you just saw me bring in. I guess I'll just kind of answer a few questions right now before I eat, because I am starving right now and I'm probably not going to answer all of them right now. I'm kind of doing it throughout the day, so so the first thing I just want to say right off the bat, which is I think the most important, is that college is not as hard as social media makes it seem. Before I came to college, on Twitter, people would always talk about how hard it was, make it sound super unmanageable, but it really isn't. You just really have to learn time management. It's really just not as hard as people make it sound. I mean, like, obviously there's a lot of stuff to manage, but you just have to learn how to do it, and everyone around you is kind of doing the same thing, so it's not that hard to figure out, in my personal opinion. Everyone makes it seem like college is a little bit more freedom, which it definitely is, but you definitely still have to take the classes that you aren't going to want to take. For example, I have to take science classes, which I really don't want to take, but everyone has to take them, so you just kind of have to figure out the ones that are easier or better for you. So I personally am on the term system, which is like fall, winter, and spring term, and then there's a summer term, which is just like summer classes. Fall, winter, spring is the main chunk of the year. That, for some reason, first of all, has been really hard for some of you guys to grasp. Some of you guys are like really weirdly confused with why I'm still in school, or comments on videos from October like, why'd you start so late? Like, I don't know, I guess some people just don't realize that like thousands of schools in the US are not on the semester system, so we start and end a month later than everyone else. I didn't realize so many people were unaware of the term system, but I guess with that, I've learned I definitely have a love-hate relationship with the term system. It's really nice because if you have a class you hate, you just get it over with. It also means it's way more fast-paced, so there's just like a lot more you have to learn in a shorter amount of time compared to the semester system. The benefit is you get to start later, so like you kind of get more of the warm summer days when you're like at home for summer break, but that also means you end later. So while all the semester people are coming home in like early May, I'm still in school and it is early June. It's not that bad. Like, I honestly think I like the term system more than I would like the semester system, just because I'm someone that if I don't like something, I want to get it over with. This is really random, but something I've learned with college, just like my first year, is that a lot more people die. That sounds so depressing. Like, I don't mean to make it that way, but it's just like a fact. I feel like I know of like way more people that have just like died. I guess that's just what happens when you get older, but like literally one of my professors died in the middle of the term, and I'm not really gonna talk about that. That was just like so shocking and weird. People die. It's weird. Also, my old neighbor died. Like, it's just weird. Like, I'm not gonna talk about it because that's clearly not my business at all, but it's just weird. Like, it's weird to experience like more people around you dying. I don't know why I had to mention that. So back more onto classes, I feel like it is so important to get on your professor's good side. It makes it so much easier if you email your GE, if you talk to your professor. Like, my writing class, it's like a class of 20 people, and just talking to your professor can really help with your grade, going in for office hours and all of that. For example, my writing teacher, I don't really think she liked me. I don't know why, but for some reason she was just kind of rude to me, and like her grades were just super unreasonable for me. And basically it was spring break, it was like our final essay in writing, and I got my grade back for I think like just the final assignment we had to do of like a compilation of all the work we've done in the term, and she gave me a D on it, and I was just like, that's not right. Like, I do bad on tests. Like, that seems like a grade I would get on tests. I'm not sitting here like, oh, I get straight A's. This is not okay. But that was not what I deserved, for sure. What I did is I emailed her and literally went through and highlighted everything that she graded me down on saying I didn't have, and highlighted it and like showed her that I did have it. And then she rose my grade 2 letter grades to a B. So like just talking to your professor in that way can really help. And then like this term with my writing professor, I've gone into her office hours and stuff, and it has just been so helpful to have more of a connection with your teachers so they know what you're going through. Like, for example, explaining to them that I have a learning disability and that might be a reason that I just completely missed out on a guideline on an assignment. Like, it just really helps to do that. Okay, my stomach is growling right now. I need to go eat, like, so bad. I'm gonna go put a little bit of pause on this part of the video and go eat. Oh, I guess I might as well, while I'm doing this, mention dining hall food because I have it sitting right in front of me. So I go to University of Oregon, where I have definitely heard that it is some of the best dining hall food in Oregon from someone who goes here, because I know on tours and stuff they are not allowed to tell the truth and they have to just kind of like sell it like it's good, which I will say it's not bad. Our food is not bad at all. There are quite a few options and it's not bad. But I think with any school, something you have to realize is that you are going to get tired of the food. I eat avocado cucumber rolls like 3 times a week with like pineapple or blueberries or something, and then barbecue kettle chips. I'm so excited to go home and eat normal food over summer. Like, I have no idea, but I think it's nice for convenience anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna go eat because I'm starving and watch a new Shane Dawson video. So I'm done eating now, and I guess I'll just get back to this video because I want to talk about some more like personal things, I guess, like just like personal experiences I've learned from, or just, I don't really know what to title this section, but I'm just gonna get on with it. So I guess this is probably the most personal thing that I've kind of like gotten from being in college. I feel like the workload, I've talked about that, is like pretty manageable, but this did only happen through kind of like a breakthrough, if you will. I mentioned a little bit earlier that I do have a learning disability, and I don't like saying the word disability. I just have like a mental disability, which is ADD and ADHD, which is way more common than I feel like a lot of people would think. Being in college has like finally gotten me to do something about it, which I didn't really ever do anything about it in high school, which is honestly why my grades weren't too great in high school. But that's just like something I've learned, is like being in college really gets you to like think about your mental health more, just because you're like finally going on more with life. You have to like figure out how to problem solve and manage your time and all of that. Just like not getting your disabilities, I don't like that word, in line can hinder you a lot. So I don't know, I guess that's more something I'm just like happy I finally figured out, I guess. I wouldn't say figured out because it's like I still struggle with it, but you know what I mean. So then next, I feel like this is just something people that might be like more depressed or having a hard time in high school might like to hear. I personally was depressed. I still am. I'm not saying I got rid of it, like that's not something that just poof disappears, but basically in high school especially, I was depressed. Kind of wanted to mention this because I feel like people that were in a similar situation as I was, where high school was just not their cup of tea, where they just really wanted to get out, they weren't having a good time, it made them depressed, anxious, whatever. It might be nice for you guys to know that going on with a new chapter, like going to college, can really help with that. You do meet new people in life, it will get better, you will move past the point you are, and I guess that's just something I've learned that I feel like would be a relief for some people to hear. But I'm not by any means saying that it will cure your depression or something. I don't want you to quote me on that. So I guess with that, going to college is definitely a great way to start fresh, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's fixed, like I've been saying, because especially where I go, it is a state school and it is in the same state that I went to high school at. So while there are new people, there are a lot of people that went to my high school, went to the same school district. There are a bunch of people who already know each other and went to school together. And I'm not saying this just for the school I go to, because it literally happens with pretty much any state school you go to. I guess that's just something to like keep in mind. Something I've learned, I didn't really expect this, but something I've learned is that if you go to a state school in the state that you are from, you're probably gonna know a lot of people that go to that school already and run into a few people, so kind of eliminates the fresh start little aspect. Or if you're going to a state school in another state, there's just gonna be a lot of people that already know each other, and you just like really have to keep that in mind. I feel like that might be kind of obvious because like obviously if you're going to a state school, you're gonna expect a lot of people from that state to be at that school, but while it is a good fresh start, it isn't a complete fresh start. That might be different if you go to like a private school with not many people that know each other. So, and with that, some people were kind of curious about Greek life, and I kind of touched on this in my last Q&A that I did. I don't know if I should just link that video down below or just kind of like rephrase what I said. Maybe I'll do both, but to kind of reiterate what I said in that video, I don't have a problem if anyone is in a sorority, but I definitely have noticed that it makes it harder to make friends, because if you're not in a sorority, the first like few weeks of school, people will be like, oh, are you rushing? And then when you say no, like they are suddenly like super disinterested in talking to you. And that happened to me so many times, and it was like kind of sad. But I'm not like saying that to throw shade. Like if you're in a sorority, I definitely do wish I went to a school that didn't have it. I've talked to people that go to schools without Greek life, and they just say that it's like so much more inclusive and everyone's more friends with each other. You don't really have to like compete for a spot like in the fucking hierarchy of Greek life. So I don't know if that makes sense, but again, that is not to throw shade at people in Greek life. I just personally don't love it, and I'm sure you guys are sitting here like, why don't you just join Greek life if you feel like left out or whatever? The reason I don't is because I just feel like that would make me so overwhelmed and I wouldn't like it. Just knowing myself, I'm a very overwhelmed person when I'm around too many people for too long. I can be around people, like a small group of people, for as long as I want and not get tired. To an extent, a lot of people just get super overwhelming, and I feel like it's just almost even more exclusive in a way. I've just talked to people that have been in sororities and stuff, and they've literally dropped it just because it's so much, and I just don't really want to have to like go through that. Even though I haven't experienced it firsthand, I know people that have, and most people that I've talked to that are similar to me haven't loved it, so that's just like why I don't do it. So yeah, that was kind of a long-winded answer. So then another one that people were curious about was living in dorms, and I live in the dorms, which every freshman is supposed to at my school. Some schools might not be like that. At first it was a little bit rough because obviously people are going to be noisy and wake you up. You're probably not going to have that many issues overall at this point. With a week left of school, I don't have any negative things to say about it really. If you talked to me in the beginning of the year, I probably would have been like, oh, I don't like the dorms, but now I'm just like super used to it. It's really not that bad. Like communal bathrooms, sharing bathrooms, tiny rooms, it's not that bad. It's bearable and you get through it. I feel like it just almost sets you up for any living condition. Like if you ever have to live in a crappy apartment, it's like, well, I lived in a tiny shoebox dorm. So I guess kind of going off of that, living on campus compared to living at home, like the transition some people were curious about. And at this point, it's not really something I think about. Don't get me wrong, I definitely do miss being at home, like not having to eat dining hall food, being around my family. Like I do miss that a lot, and like my dog and cats and stuff. But after a while, you get so used to it. That's not to say you don't get homesick at all, but you do get more used to it, and it's really not that bad to me. I feel like I'm a little bit biased just because I do live 2 hours away from where my school is, so I do kind of get an easier access to my house. Like I can just go home for a weekend and it's not like a huge hassle, but I guess that maybe makes me a little biased. Overall, you have to move out eventually. You have to separate from your family and live on your own eventually. So just kind of like being surrounded by people in the dorms going through all the same thing makes it way less sad. I guess if you're like worried about leaving your family, trust me, you asked me a year ago, probably would have been having a panic attack just thinking about the thought of moving away from my family and going to college. But now it's really not that bad. Now I'm just like, oh, I don't want to go home and work. I feel like it's just really not that bad, and you just kind of have to go with it. Sometimes change is scary, but really once you get into it, it's not that bad. I feel like it just helps you grow as a person, and I feel like that's something I've learned with college. Like I feel like I just grown so much from being in college, and I feel like a lot of people could say the same thing. So yeah, I feel like this video turned into something really serious. I hope this was useful and you guys got answers to some questions. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram or my social media, which is just always linked below, as you can just see what I'm up to between uploads and kind of keep up to date, because sometimes we do forget to upload since we are in college. Yeah, thumbs up this video. I will be filming more college videos over summer, like just like what to bring to college, what you don't need, that kind of stuff. So yeah, just keep in mind that if I didn't answer questions like that in this video, they will probably be answered in other videos in the future. So bye!